What if your morning coffee could do more than just help you wake up? What if it could do something unbelievably good for you? Like instantly ignite your metabolism more than hours of cardio or working out ever could. Putting your body into full fat-burning mode for the rest of the day, allowing you to enjoy all of your favorite foods totally guilt-free. Knowing you're still automatically and effortlessly losing weight and incinerating your most stubborn fat pockets from your hips, butt, belly, back, underarms, and thighs. And what if it could also deliver you calm, steady, all-day energy without any crash, while dramatically enhancing your health and immunity, mood and feeling of well-being, focus and cognitive function? Wouldn't that be incredible? Well, when you consider the latest breakthrough, peer-reviewed studies on metabolism from the most well-respected universities and research departments on the planet, or if you ask any of the countless thousands of everyday women and men of all ages, from all walks of life, who have found this video before you, you'll find that this is not only possible, but you should actually expect your morning coffee to deliver you all of this and more. And all it takes is just a tiny 10-second tweak to your morning routine that you're about to see.
It's just mind-blowing.
This is amazing.
Oh my gosh, I'm already down 27 pounds and 4 dress sizes, and I feel incredible.
I could have never imagined something so simple could fire up my metabolism so much. I've lost 37 pounds and everything I'm eating is just melting right off.
Do you see these? These are my favorite pair of jeans from high school. I never thought I would ever fit into these again, all because I lost 6 inches. This is mind-blowing. I look fantastic.
My doctor was just shocked at my last checkup, not only by how fast I lost so much weight when nothing else had worked, but how much my blood pressure and cholesterol have improved.
I've dropped 42 pounds, I'm healthier, my cravings are gone, and I have all-day energy that I've never experienced before in my life. It's amazing how life-changing this has been for me.
Hello and welcome. I'm John Barbin. And the stunning feedback you just heard is only a small sample of the daily messages that come in from so many amazing people who have put what you're about to see to good use. And this is why I can't even describe how excited I am for you to be here today. You see, in the moments that follow, I'm going to show you what could be the most revolutionary, effortless, and enjoyable metabolism-boosting breakthrough of our lifetime. An incredibly powerful fat-burning coffee trick that is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It naturally electrifies your metabolism within seconds and keeps it in fat melting mode for the rest of your day, every single day you do it, allowing you to start burning off your excess weight and to easily keep it off without needing to go on to any kind of extreme diet or take some weird berry pill, or to even do a single extra minute of exercise. All it takes is a simple little tweak to your morning coffee routine. And here's the craziest part. It doesn't matter if you drink regular coffee, Americanos, or espressos, if you prefer dark roast, medium roast, or light roast, or if you're brewing your own at home, using pods, or you're out for breakfast, or you're picking up your favorite coffee from Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or anywhere else. And it doesn't even matter what you like to put in your coffee. None of that makes any difference at all for what you can expect. This still works instantly to release fat from your problem areas. And it works especially well on your deepest fat stores that are most resistant to diet and exercise. Plus, it sparks your metabolism to become so much faster and more efficient that all of your favorite foods you enjoy throughout the day just get burned up like jet fuel. And I mean everything, from bread, pizza, and pasta to burgers and ice cream. And by the way, this isn't all you can expect this little morning coffee trick to deliver. Not by a long shot. You can look forward to enjoying a steady surge of natural and sustained energy and focus throughout your entire day without experiencing any crash, jitters, or anxiety that some people get after having their coffee. What's more, it can have a tremendous impact on your appearance, your mood, and your zest for life, making you look and feel so much younger. It helps to naturally bolster your immune system, improve creativity, memory, and overall cognitive function. It reduces dangerous inflammation throughout your body, and it supports a much healthier heart, arteries, hormones, and blood sugar. Now, I fully understand how unbelievable all of this may feel to you right now, and I can tell you this. Even when you look back on what you discover here today in the days, weeks, and months ahead, it will likely still feel unbelievable to you at times. Because this astonishingly powerful 10-second tweak to your morning coffee routine will turn everything you believed possible about fat loss, metabolism, and the human body upside down. So just keep watching, because it doesn't matter if you are 25 or 65, if you have 10 pounds or 100 pounds to lose, if you've suffered with a dreadfully slow metabolism your whole life, or your metabolism has just gradually betrayed you as the years have passed by, or if you've tried every single diet, workout, or supplement there is without success. I absolutely guarantee this can and will work for you. All you'll need to do is try this amazingly simple little tweak to your morning coffee routine that I'll be sharing with you in a few moments. And you will instantly send your metabolism soaring and keep it in full fat burning mode throughout your day, putting you in complete command of your weight loss results. That's my promise to you. And again, I totally understand any and all skepticism you may have, especially if you're like most folks who have struggled with their weight and have been failed by too many diets, supplements, and workouts to count. I know firsthand how unbelievably frustrating and disheartening that can be. So just for the record, this has absolutely nothing to do with any type of diet, superfood, pill, or drug. And it has nothing to do with any type of exercise. You can consider these things to be barbaric relics of the past, because what you'll be seeing today fits the very definition of revolutionary. A brand new fat loss breakthrough so much more advanced, so much healthier, simpler, easier, and so much more powerful and effective than anything you've ever seen or heard of before, that it may utterly change the way we as a society approach fast, healthy, and sustainable fat loss forever. Now, I know that's a lot to hear, but this breakthrough is backed by the latest cutting-edge science, peer-reviewed studies, first-hand experience, and the breathtaking real-world results of thousands of everyday women and men just like you. This is 100% the real deal, and all I ask is that you give me a few moments to prove it to you. Hi, as I mentioned earlier, my name is John Barbin, and in case you don't know me, you deserve to know my background because there's just too much misinformation being pushed out there about fat loss from random and unqualified sources. You see, I have been a global educator in the health and fitness field for over 20 years. And over the last few decades, I've been humbly honored to be considered one of the world's leading experts in metabolism and weight loss by top doctors and nutritionists. And that's not because of the embarrassingly long list of degrees I hold in the fields of nutrition, physiology, and biology, or the groundbreaking papers I've published, the fitness and nutrition books I've authored, or my decorated teaching tenure at the University of Florida. And it has nothing to do with media appearances, or the high-profile celebrities, many of whom you'd know by name, who have relied on me to get them Hollywood lean and ready for the big screen in record time. But it is largely because of the millions of everyday women and men around the world that my international best-selling nutrition and training protocols have helped transform, along with the breakthrough nutritional formulas I've developed, which most recently includes the world's first deep sleep, anti-aging, and nighttime metabolism boosting formula, which was just released last year and has already helped millions of people to sleep like babies, reclaim their health, and tap into their true metabolic potential overnight. And a big part of my track record is easily verifiable with tens of thousands of search results on any internet search engine. However, I'm not telling you any of this to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that if you've been trying to take care of yourself, eat right, and exercise, and you're still not seeing the fat loss results you desire, or worse, if the scale keeps going up despite your efforts, there's just no one more qualified for you to hear this from. You're not alone, and it's definitely not your fault. You see, the truth is that virtually everything to do with fat burning really comes down to one factor. And that one factor, until today, has been impossible for you to fully control. That one factor is, of course, your metabolism. And I guarantee that up until now, whatever you've read or have been told about fat loss and metabolism has been somewhere between completely wrong to half right at best, which has made it impossible for you to lose weight and keep it off, just like it did for my entire family. You see, I come from a long line of horrible genetics, which includes obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and close family members that have sadly passed away way too soon. and none of my degrees, experience, or world-class certifications, or any of my cutting-edge nutrition and training protocols, or any amount of willpower and self-discipline was enough to overcome our lifelong battle with terrible metabolisms once we turned 40. Basically, right on cue, serious weight gain had set in for myself and my siblings, just like what we remember happening to our parents and their parents before them. Yet, we were already doing what every doctor recommends, just like our parents did, eating less, moving more, and avoiding sugar and processed foods. God bless doctors. I respect them and I know they mean well, but when it comes to metabolism, we can't expect much help. I had become more than 30 pounds overweight, and my sister Lisa, who I was most worried about, was tipping the scales at 210 pounds, which at 5'1" was dangerously unhealthy. No amount of cardio or strenuous exercise worked, and none of the most popular diets worked for us either. Not keto, paleo, Atkins, vegan, or anything else. And simply cutting calories definitely didn't work. Heck, I even documented my weight after putting myself through long, painful fasts of 48 to 76 hours at a time. That's right, I'd literally starved myself for days. Yet, none of it reversed the weight gain. So I know how angry, frustrating, and deflating it feels to have tried everything and still not be able to lose the weight, to be haunted by your genetics, to feel like a prisoner trapped in a body that has betrayed you, to have your youth, energy, and self-esteem slip away, to almost feel hopeless, to the point where you just want to give up. And that's exactly how I felt. So, I can empathize with what you may have been through up to this point. Because as educated and as experienced as I was, until I figured out how to put what you're about to learn to good use, losing any amount of meaningful weight and keeping it off was impossible. I do not want you to keep struggling the way I had been for so long. So pay very close attention to the metabolism information we're about to cover because it means absolutely everything to your fat-burning success. You see, there are two critical parts of your metabolism that ultimately determine if you will burn fat or store fat. In other words, if you will be lean or overweight. The first part is the speed of your metabolism, which I bet you've heard before, as it's a common belief that a fast metabolism is the reason why those naturally lean and lucky individuals are the way they are. And there's truth to that because having a fast metabolism is a big factor. Just think of the speed of your metabolism as a furnace. The faster your metabolism, the hotter your furnace is burning. And that's what we want, because the hotter your furnace is burning, the more fat and calories it can incinerate. However, the next part is key. Yet, it's the part that the vast majority of fat loss experts are totally unaware of, even though it's just as important, if not more important, than the speed of your metabolism. Because here's the thing, it doesn't really matter how fast your metabolism is or how hot your furnace is burning if the fat and calories are not making it to the furnace to be burned. And this is where the second part of your metabolism comes into play in a big way, which is the efficiency of your metabolism. Now, the efficiency of your metabolism determines two things. First, it determines the amount of stored fat that gets released from your body and transported to the furnace to be burned. When you have an inefficient metabolism, your body just flat out refuses to send your stored fat to the furnace no matter how hard you diet or how much you exercise. Instead, it just keeps fat locked to your body and throws away the key despite all of your discipline and efforts. And that's why the most obvious sign of an inefficient metabolism is flabbiness, stubborn fat or cellulite that just stays stuck to your problem areas even if you've been doing crazy amounts of exhaustive cardio and utterly starving yourself to death. However, when you have an efficient metabolism, your body automatically releases and transports stored fat to the furnace to be burned with minimal to no effort needed. Secondly, the efficiency of your metabolism also determines how much of the food you eat gets shuttled to the furnace to be burned, and how much of it will be stored as unhealthy fat. Unfortunately, with an inefficient metabolism, it doesn't really matter how little you eat or how hard you diet, because way more of whatever food you do eat, especially carbs, gets stored as unsightly fat instead of being shuttled to the furnace to be burned. Here's a quick example of what that means. With an inefficient metabolism, you can restrict your calories, go hungry, and eat next to nothing all day long, like so many of us have tried. Then, You can have a single piece of pizza with a salad at night, and your body still ends up automatically storing a big part of that one measly piece of pizza as fat, instead of transporting it to the furnace to be burned. This is a harsh reality for so many folks that struggle with their weight. This is exactly why the barbaric counting calories approach to weight loss is so outdated and just flat out does not work for 95% of people. Instead, it can feel like a cruel joke. I've worked with thousands of folks that have tried counting calories, yet they were naturally left even more frustrated and in greater despair when the scales still didn't budge. On the other hand, when you have an efficient metabolism, you can enjoy pancakes and bacon for breakfast, a burger and fries with a shake at lunch, a tasty snack in the afternoon, and then have as much pizza or pasta as you want for dinner. And all of those calories automatically get shuttled to the furnace to be burned, and none of them get stored as fat. Totally unfair, I know. And it flies in the face of the calories myth that's been peddled to the masses for years. Yet, we all know people like this. Folks that can eat whatever they want, whenever they want, and never seem to gain weight regardless of how much or how little they exercise. And that's what's so amazing about having a fast and an efficient metabolism. Latest scientific studies now show that you automatically burn at least 5 times more fat on autopilot than if you have a slow and inefficient metabolism. So, what causes a slow and inefficient metabolism? Well, latest scientific research shows that 75 to 80% of us have simply inherited a slow and inefficient metabolism to some degree. And decades of research points to evolution as the most likely reason why. Storing fat is how most of our ancestors were able to survive. Throughout most of human history, food was scarce, and we couldn't afford to burn it away. We needed to store as much of it as possible for future warmth and survival, which is why most of us to this day are still hardwired to store fat. However, notice how I said most of us. You see, some of our ancestors were not meant to store fat at all. Quite the opposite. For our ancestors that did the hunting, they needed to have a blazing fast and extremely efficient metabolism. For the hunters, storing fat for the future was totally pointless because even just surviving the day was far from guaranteed. Plus, they needed to tap into energy immediately during their daily fights for survival and had to catch animals that were much bigger, stronger, and faster than they were, and to run from large scary predators that were constantly trying to turn them into a meal. For thousands of years, beginning in the morning at first light, the hunter's metabolism had to be working in overdrive all the way until sundown for the best chance of survival. Whereas, the majority of our ancestors needed the exact opposite. Their metabolisms needed to be much slower and less efficient in order to survive long periods of time without food. These are two very different survival strategies that have been written deep into the genes that control our metabolism because they created a balance that was necessary over thousands of years of human evolution. Thing is, life is completely different for us today than it was for our hunter-gatherer ancestors. Food is no longer scarce, and most of us have access to it in abundance. Yet, our genetics and our hunter-gatherer metabolisms remain the same. So, although there is still the same percentage of people among us that have a naturally fast and super efficient metabolism, who can eat whatever they want and always stay lean, the majority of us are still stuck with a slow and inefficient metabolism to some degree that is constantly in fat storing mode. And while this may have served our food-scarce ancestors well, it completely cursed you in the modern day. You see, your body doesn't know or care about your desire for a slim and attractive stomach that looks great in a bathing suit. All it thinks is that the more unattractive body fat you're carrying, the more it helps your chances for future survival. And although you can't change your genetics, you can do the next best thing. You can instantly override them for the day. And you can do so every single day that you follow the metabolism electrifying, fat-burning coffee trick that I'll be walking you through. So, what does coffee have to do with any of this? Well, I promise I'll get to that in just a moment. You see, over the last decade, myself and my entire team of world-class nutritionists have been conducting what has been touted to be the largest privately funded nutritional research expedition ever into a newly discovered natural phenomenon known as nutritional synergy. Simply put, nutritional synergy is when individual nutrients work perfectly together to enhance each other's effectiveness and to ultimately deliver results far greater and far better than whatever would be possible if the nutrients were taken by themselves. Nutritional synergy was the key to the remarkable effectiveness of our groundbreaking anti-aging nightly regeneration breakthrough that millions of people now rely on to turn back the clock, restore their health, and tap into their true metabolic potential overnight. And because of the life-changing power, incredible results, and mesmerizing potential that nutritional synergy displayed, we were flooded with all of the support and resources needed